This video is to show you how to do the selective transformation option for marking period 3. So when you are doing this option, it's very similar to the mirror surrealism and the shadow surrealism options, where you can get the effect you need by either deleting an area or using a layer mask. So let me go ahead and open some pictures to show you how to do this. So again, you can either load your pictures into stacks, or you can open your first picture and then place a picture on top. So I'm going to use a family picture that I have from earlier last year, and I might have shown you this picture before, but it's just a family picture when Jack was born. So let me go ahead and scroll through it. Sorry for making you wait. But it has an area with a plain background that I'm going to select and then transform. So I'm going to use this picture, and I'm going to change the background here. So again, selective transformation means, for this project, means you're selecting an area and then you're transforming it to something completely different. Now, you can change the background to something that you've already taken with another picture that you've personally taken, or it can be something that you find off the internet. For example, the other picture that I'm going to use, since I can't really take that great of night sky pictures, especially getting all these stars and stuff in the background, I copied this off the internet, so I'm just going to place it and then resize it and hit my check mark here. Now again, I want this one in the back, so if you've done the mirror surrealism option, you know that you need to unlock your background and then you need to play with the layers on their placement. So this one's going to be on top. So now I have to make the selection and then transform that background. So I'm going to either use my quick selection tool, or I'm going to draw with the lasso tool and make my own selection. I use the quick selection tool first because it gets a lot of the areas. So I can go over my wife here, and once it starts doing this, obviously I don't want to have her arm selected, so that's where I would hold down the Alt key to start subtracting from my selection and get rid of that part there, because I want her to be in the picture. So I'm going to continue to go through, go around me and Abby here, and I'll fix my shoulder there, and this little part of Abby's leg. And I need to fix my shoulder and Abby's hair. You also need to go through your picture and find little areas that might be gaps in between your subjects. So I need to select that little section right there too. So now you have two options on how to eliminate the selected area. You can either right now hit delete, and you would delete everything that is within the selection, but you are permanently deleting that from the photo. So if I click the visibility off the night sky layer here, all that checkerboard area is now deleted from the picture, which is fine because for my example here, I don't want it anymore. So I can delete it and not worry about it. But as soon as it's deleted, it's gone, you're damaging the actual picture. If you're not comfortable with that because you're not sure if you want to actually delete that part of the picture, then let me just hit Control Z here. At this point, you would then add a layer mask, and it's going to add a layer mask of your selection. So right now, everything that's black is now hidden, and if I wanted to reverse these two colors to bring us back in, I would hit Control I with the layer mask selected, and it would reverse the colors from white to black. So this option allows me to have my family here with the night sky in the background and still actually have my picture there. If I delete this layer mask, then my picture's back to normal. So I didn't damage the pixels or the original picture in any way. But for this project, it's really a personal preference on which way you would want to create that selective transformation. So I believe you had to do 15 of these to submit this project in its full completion. So this would be number 1. I would then go to File, Save As, change the format to a JPEG, and then I'd have to repeat this 14 more times to get full credit for this option. If you have any questions while you're completing this project, or you're not sure which areas of your picture to kind of transform, please talk to me and we can come up with something. It doesn't have to be a full background like this. Just as an example, let me delete this layer mask here. If I want to take smaller areas and maybe like just do our mouths, I'm sure this will look really weird, but just to give you a little example, it could be something simple like that, and if I delete those sections, it's going to be something super weird. But it's really up to you which parts you would want to select and then transform, and what your background's going to be. So again, if you have questions, please ask.